Destination Imagination is STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
We had to make a skit where a color would have to disappear and then how it would affect that world. We picked a coral reef and we did where a crown of thorns eats coral and then it turns white. And then a triton, which is sort of like a giant snail, comes and then saves it. And then when 2 weeks pass, the coral turns back.
My favorite part about Destination Imagination was the closing ceremonies because we got to meet people from different countries.
So as we reflect on our trip to Globals, we really focused on a lot of the STEAM aspects in our challenge, in solving our challenge, right? So who can tell me what STEAM stands for? Brooke.
Science, technology, engineering, math, arts and math.
Arts and math. And each one of those things were covered in our challenge. So science, what was the science in our challenge? Pam?
Like all the researching about the coral reef, the Great Barrier Reef, and how to make a color disappear. And we saw that the crown of thorns, once it eats the coral, it turns white, which is a color changing. So, and then we also had to research what saves the day, which is the triton, and we saw some videos about put the mucus of the triton with some crown of thorns starfish, and it went all crazy, which then we knew that the triton's bad odor causes the crown of thorns to run away.
Right, and all of that we found out from just doing our research, so it really helped build our story, right? What about the technology? Siam.
The technology is all of our sound effects and the digital audio and all of the iPad and that.
Right, and you were sort of our tech person during the presentation, right? You were in charge of all those sound effects and making sure they went off at the right times, which is awesome. Okay, what about the E for engineering? Okay.
The engineering was how we built the background and all the costumes. And at first, the background didn't go so well, so we had to keep fixing it. And the costumes, we also used to engineer.
Right. What sort of things did we go into get into kind of struggle with that background? How do we kind of fix our problems?
So the background was bending and it was not even with the other side. So we decided to put boxes in the back and the dowels to keep it standing up, and so it would bend.
Right, so that was all, and we need to measure those dowels too to make sure they weren't too big, weren't too heavy, right? So that's all part of the engineering and really problem solving, right? Arts is a little bit more than that. Arts covers more than just the story, covers science.
What we all did, like the painting and just drawing.
Absolutely, it's the art, it's the drawing, it's the music, it's also the story. But all of that comes together to make it the art part of our presentation. And what about the M, Kyle?
The math is like the measurements that we did, and like we had to cut the certain measurements on our background to make it so it's even on both sides.
Right, and we had to measure many different things, like Kaya's crown of thorns. We had to make sure all of her arms were about the same length, right? How much material did we need to use? So it really took a lot of measuring, and there was also something that's also considered math is the budget. We had to make sure that we were on budget, right? Because we only had $150 for the whole thing, which is why a lot of our presentation is cardboard and reusable materials, right? And what about the time? Time is part of math, right? And we had to make sure what?
That our skit was at least 8 minutes, maybe under.
It had to be under 8 minutes, right? So we really had to be aware of our timing too. So that took a lot of practice too. So my favorite part of Destination Imagination is seeing how much growth happened over the course of the past couple of months. When we first started meeting, the students, they really were kind of unsure about the whole process, and they just blossomed. And I just love that the creativity and the teamwork and how much they have grown as friends and as teammates throughout this whole process. It just was an amazing experience for me to see, and the parents have given so many nice testimonials about it as well.